All right, you guys, so we are gonna go over your tabletop hold. So as you can see, I'm already on the mat. I'm in a comfortable bridge position, so go ahead and you're gonna get yourself into this position. I've allowed my low back to just naturally come down to the floor. With that being said, I'm also looking for clients to not have their spine very orthotically curved. I don't wanna see very pronounced rib cages. So try to settle your body onto the mat naturally, but feel that you've got contact on the mat with your low back. So we're gonna get comfortable, kind of rock your hips around until you feel that the hips are even on the mat. We're gonna go over the setup for this. So before we get set up into position, I wanna kind of talk about where your pelvic floor is so that you've got some landmarks. So giving you 4 points to think about in your mind. I want you to kind of feel where the front of your pelvis is, where 12 o'clock is. Then reaching back to kind of where your tailbone is, that's going to be about 6 o'clock. And then where your hips are, where you've got 3 o'clock, and then you've also got 9 o'clock. So I want you to think of this diamond figure within your body. Think of it as a hammock. When we are inhaling, we are going to see that diaphragm starts to go down, the pelvic floor starts to go down, it lengthens. As you exhale, we're going to see that diaphragm and the pelvic floor start to elevate, they start to lift and also contract. So within that pelvic floor, the other thing I like to think about that gives you a visual is if you think of a 10-story building within your pelvis, we're thinking about taking that hammock up or you up from the first floor up to just that third floor. So it's not an aggressive feeling, it's gonna be a subtle lift up to that third floor. So once you kind of have that visual in your mind of your pelvic floor, we're gonna take a couple breaths. We're gonna think about just feeling that lift. So without having, again, very pronounced rib cage, I'm gonna be very conscious to keep my rib cage down. And I'm gonna take a couple breaths here. And I love to have my hands on my body so I can feel where I'm breathing into. With this, anytime that we are doing diaphragmatic breathing, we're trying to create good control within our core. We want to make sure we're not breathing up into our upper chest. We're breathing into our lower belly. So we're doing true belly breathing. So from here, I'm going to take a nice inhale. I'm going to exhale, pulling the ribs down, feeling that slight pelvic floor lift, breathing in again. Good, and once you're doing that, I want to layer one more thing on. So I want you to think of your TVA. So if you're kind of looking at your yoga pants, that's going to be kind of your landmark, if you will, that wide band that goes all the way around. And I want you to think of that as a corset that is supporting your low back. So we're going to feel a lift, but we're also going to feel a wrapping effect around that low back area, lower abdomen area. So again, taking your hands to your body, palpating that area. I'm going to do a nice deep belly breath rather. Again, breathing in, exhaling to add in that wrapping feeling. Again, another breath in, exhaling out. So I'm going to continue to breathe, but I'm going to keep this nice and stable. So I'm going to breathe in, maintain that pressure. And then from here, I'm going to slowly start to enter into this. So I'm going to lift one leg up to tabletop, look for the hips rotating, stay stable, and I'm going to lift the other leg up to tabletop. From here, the right arm is going to come up. Left arm is going to come up, and we're going to do a 30-second hold in this tabletop hold. So I'm going to continue to breathe, you guys, keeping my lats tight as well, so we're keeping obliques tight. Breathing in, Again, breathing in. Once I've completed my 30 seconds, left leg, right leg comes down, and then the arms relax